Hello, and welcome to Adventures at the Time Between Times for a new quest in our Rangers of Shadowdeep series, the quests of Usef the Unwieldy, a shamed dwarf lord banished from his homeland and sent far away to live in shame and ignominy. He has returned to the Shadowkeep, where once his family dwelt in happiness, in order to try and reclaim it from a group of evil dwarves who have moved in and started to enslave the local populace. Many days they have travelled through the mountains, over plains, until they came to an entrance to a cavern known to Usef in his younger days, and then they travelled through the winding caves back and forth, up and down, till they came to the great hall, which marks the entranceway into the Shadowkeep itself. But here things are going to take a change for the dark, as Usef and his companions try to find their way through the magically locked door which stands here. Before we start, this is my new Dwarven Forge scenery. Thank you very much to my good friend Justin Plimmer for these, which I've painted myself. I've taken the last few months doing it. There's this and there's more, and I'll be showing more of it off as we go on. But also, as you can see with Dwarven Forge, and I haven't done a lot of it here, I'll turn this one on. I've got these lovely flickering lights, which you can use in the dungeon. And although in the conservatory here it's not that dark, it adds a great deal to the dungeon. I'm going to be using a scenario from the Perilous Dark Frostgrave book for solo play in this one, just adapted slightly for this scenario. Our enemies are going to be gnolls, which are these shadow gnolls, or grey. The shadow holders taken hold of them, and we have a few of them on the board here, and also some shadow wolves, which are living here. The big gems are spawn points, and also these two here, which are spawn points which allow creatures to come into the game, and the small gems are treasure points that we can explore as a party as we move through the dungeon. So let's go. Let's move on. The introduction I put out a few months ago for this party will give us more of a bearing on who they are. But this is Usaf the Unwieldy, the lord of this old cavern. His family sent away and banished many years ago. This is his brother. This is his brother who has taken a slayer oath, and his name is Rolak. Shamed. He could not live with the fact that the family never owned this place, and has spent his time wandering around, undertaking quests with his mighty warhound. His mighty warhound, which has travelled everywhere with him. Kelp is his name. And then we have here is Kilem, the old runesmith of the family, the Lord of Stone, a wizard from ages gone by. And we also have here, we have another one of their warriors, a crossbow-wielding ranger called Breen. This is Bearing, the crossbow-carrying ranger, loyal to the clan. And they have picked up a human barbarian. Her name is Briona, the Wanderer, great battle and hardened fighter from ages gone by. And they have all come here to reclaim this ancient hold with Usef. Okay. Every turn at the end in the creature phase, instead of drawing a card, as I would normally with Rangers of Shadowdeep, I will roll a dice and check on the table to see what else appears, okay? The spawn points are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the treasure points are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There they are there, okay? So we will find out what we need to find are ancient gems that we can place in front of the door, allowing it to open. I will use 20-sided dice as normal. The white dice will be for Usef the Unwieldy and his crew, and the yellow dice will be for any villainous creatures that we have. Anyone who knows the Rangers of Shadowdeep rules, you add the fight of the creature you're fighting, you roll the dice, you see who wins, and then you deduct the armor from the loser, and then the number of hit points you take are what you have there. So, without further ado, if you don't know, have a little look at some of my earlier videos, but let's move on and let's see where we go. We start the first phase, turn 1. It's the ranger who starts. So we start with Usaf. He will begin this quest. He only has a move of 5, So he can move 5 inches or nothing more. And now he finds himself, I'll set him up a little bit different, because otherwise he won't be able to move. He was at the front there. He will start this quest, and he starts this quest with valor and vigor, because he has a 5-inch move, and that 5-inch move will get him there to the first knoll. So he rushes into the cavern, screaming a war cry, and powers his way up the stairs and falls back down, and then makes himself face to face with this ancient, horrible creature which has decided to partake and take over the land that we once called home. So we're straight into a battle, straight into a fight, straight into a great war which is going to happen. The Knoll fighter has a fight of +2, and Usef has a fight of +3, so they're quite evenly matched. But here we go. And Usef wins the first battle. Look, the Knoll scores a score of 10. Usef scores 11. He adds his 3 to the 11, which gives him a score of 14. So the Knoll, who has an armor of 11, so he's quite tough, takes 3 hit points of damage on that first Knoll. And those Knolls have hit points. They have 10 hit points each. So he's in quite a fight there for Knoll number 1. He's now down to 7 hit points. He hits him back against this old stone throne and roars in defiance. The Knolls now know that Usef and his party have arrived, and that things are not going to be as easy as they have been in the past. Okay, Kelp, the Warhound, goes next. I can move any of my war band who are within 6 inches of Usef. So that would be everyone before we start, before the creatures get to move. So Kelp rushes up to do battle with the same Knoll as well, piling in from the side, rushing to the side of his master, piling in. Okay, here's a fight of +1. The Knoll fighter has a fight of +2. But also, he's aided by Usef there as well, so it gives him an extra +2. So here we go. Oh, 12 against the Knoll's 2. So he wins again. We win again. So his fight is +1, so it's 13. He hits the Knoll for another 2 points of damage. Oh, and the +2 as well. So another 4 points of damage. So the Knoll is badly wounded now. He's down to 3 hit points and staggers back. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Here comes our ranger with his crossbow loaded, comes into the area. He goes down, he doesn't know what to do. He has to check out what's going on in the area. Brianna the Wanderer. Okay, she is going to go, he's just going to move around there. He can't move and fire the crossbow, so he's going to stand here and wait to see what happens that way. No, in fact, what he's going to do, he has a move of the Wanderer Bureau has a move of 6. So that should get him to this treasure point. And his second action will be exploring the treasure point. So to explore the treasure point, I am just going to roll a d20 and look on the table in the Frostgrave Perilous Dark Book. And here he goes. He comes in with a 6. That's good. Gemstone number 3 has been located. So, picking up an old ancient stone, he finds a green gemstone that he knows he harbours part of the way into the following parts of the cavern. He pulls it to the light and it glimmers in the flickering flames. And he shouts to his party, "I have one! Come, do not fear. Step forward and do battle, my friends." Looking at the way the table is presented and the way that the table is set up, I can see I will soon be swamped if we all go in the same way. So what we'll look at is trying to keep my warriors together in a way that will allow them to fight efficiently. Here we are. The runesmith and Brianna the Wanderer will make their way out this way, trying to protect the flanks of their lord. And here we have the Shamed, Rolak the Shamed, will come out and fight on this side. Boom! Wow, they're right in the middle of it, aren't they? So let's move on. The companion phase is gone because we've all moved. So let's move to the beasts that we've got. Now we have a Grim Wolf here. There's a move of 8, which will well get him into contact with our runesmith. They always go towards the nearest person or enemy they can find. So in he jumps. Okay, so here we are, killing the Lord of Stone. He's a fighter +0. he's up against it, against this grim wolf who has a fight of +3. Gosh, okay, he's got a lot to do. Let's gather the yellow dice and let's move it out. But he does extremely well. Oh, we've started well here. Look at that, 14 against the wolf's score of 9. So it's a great victory for the Lord of Stone, who brings his great hammer up and smashes it down on the wolf's head. He's got 10 hit points, that wolf. So he's wolf number 1. So he's just taken 4. So he has taken 4 hit points, puts him down to 6, and knocks him back, which is a great victory for us. This Gnoll, with a move of 6, rushes to fight with Brianna the Wanderer, the strongest barbarian woman of the plains, who has a great axe, which she will bring around to fight with this Gnoll. Now, she is a warrior of some renown, has a fight of +4 against his +2. But no, she slips as soon as she enters the dungeon, her eyes used to the open plains and not used to the darkness and grim dark of this place. So she slips, and the Gnoll Warhound, the Gnoll warrior, hits into her, smashing her. Brianna has 14 hit points. She has an armor of 11, so she takes 3 hit points of damage. No, I didn't have his fight, so 6. She takes 6 hit points of damage. That knocks her down to 8 hit points and forces her back. Surprised by the tenacity of this Gnoll, she rushes backwards. The Gnoll over here makes his way forward. He has no enemies to see, so he doesn't know what to do. The same way with this one, comes forward to there. While this wolf, he sees an opportunity to rush towards our ranger friend here and attack him in the rear. He spins round at the last moment as the glowing eyes of the wolf rush out of the darkness. So let's see what he's got up against him. We are using Bering, has a fight of +2. Wolf has a fight of +3. And the wolf is victorious. He scores 14, dives on the back of Bering, who has an armor of 11. So the wolf bites him, causing 3 points of damage. Bering is down to 7. His triumph at holding the gem aloft has not made him feel so good now, and things are looking pretty grim and pretty dark for him. He's pushed forward. This gem has been discovered, so it leaves the board. The Gnoll here rushes forward to fight our hero, the shamed warrior himself, the slayer who has travelled the many places, Rolak the Shamed. Rolak has a fight of +4. He's a warrior of renown. The Gnoll has a fight of +2. So here we go. Oh, but look, my luck seems to have deserted me. Ouch! He scores 18 to Rolak's 12. So we take away Rolak's armor from that, which isn't a great deal, which is 11. So he hits him for 7 points of damage. Knocking him down to 7. The Slayer Lord is hit back. Gosh, this looks grim. Anyway, here we have the warrior, the Gnoll warrior, who's in battle with Usef the Unwieldy. This Gnoll has been badly damaged, but still he fights on, and with a great roll, 16 to our 2. So he beats Rolak. He beats Usef, sorry. Usef has an armor of 13. He's quite well armored, luckily for him, because he's been hit for 18. Has 5 points of damage. This is going to be a tough game, isn't it? Wow, could be a short campaign here. And he pushes us back. Okay, he also has another round of combat to fight with our warwolf, who has done well. Okay, there he goes. Kelp the Warhound has scored 14 to the Gnoll's 12. Sorry, the Gnoll's 4. So, wham, a great victory. The Warhound jumps up badly. The Gnoll, just when he thought he was going to go into triumph, and smashes him in the side. Gosh, that's a blow. And that is a blow enough to take him off the board. Great. Some luck, some joy. Something might be happening. We have this Gnoll here as well. Now he comes forward to fight with Kelp the Wolf, rushing forward. Axe held up high. But the wolf is in fine feckle. Look at that, 18 to 7. So he scores 19 to the Null's 9. Take away the armor of 11 for the Null fighter. That's 8 hit points of damage for Null 2, leaving him on 2. Gosh, he's only on 2 hit points. And he staggers backwards as the wolf reaches the top there, about to hit him back. Oof. Well, that was an eventful first turn. So now I roll a d20. I'll use this green one here to see what happens. 16. Scenario 7, the doorway. 16, we roll werewolf. Oh no. A Null and a wolf appearing at a different random location. So what have we got? We have the spawning locations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let me get a d6. Let's see exactly where they go. From 1 there. 2, here they appear. We have another Null. We could quickly get overwhelmed here, couldn't we? And another wolf just appear out of the shadow points. There were creatures from other worlds will meld into this world as we go into turn 2. Right, Usef's turn. We are up against it. We can see many, many creatures, many enemies. What shall we do? Okay, we're away from some treasure markers. So what he's going to try and do is try and lighten the load somewhat here by rushing in against this wolf, bringing his axe in to fight it and bring it up high. Hopefully, we can start to clear the board a little bit. Let's have a look. It's 12 all. Wow. But the wolf has a fight of +3. And Usef has a fight of +3 as well. So, okay, it's a drawn match. Neither of them take a wound, so they both stagger back. So, okay, we have a couple of companions within 6 inches. So let's have a look who we've got. We have definitely there, and there. So the others can move. He is going to fire at the wolf behind it with his crossbow, bringing up his shot in order to fire at what we've got there. Okay, bearing the carrier, the archer has a shot of +2. So he's going to fire, but he gets +2 as well from his crossbow. So he scores a 9 compared to the 6 of the wolf. So that gives us an 11. +2 is 13. It's a hit. He hits the wolf, but only for 3 points of damage. So wolf 2 from his 10 hits is down to 7, but he staggers back, which gives us a little bit of space. Rolak, shamed. 2 of our mightiest fighters were both forced back and damaged, but they want to do better. They want to do much better. So here he comes with it. Oh. He rolls 11, the Null fighter gets a 16. So it's another defeat for Rolak the Shamed, who is more shamed after this. His alarm sticks another 5 points of damage, leaving him on 2. He staggers up against the steps. The Null, almost victorious straight away. But on the top of the stairs, we have our Kelp, our beloved warhound. Here he goes. They both, he loses the fight, but neither of them do enough damage. So it's a little bit of a stalemate going on at the top there. So things we're still doing battle. This Null, it's their turn now, the creature's phase. He rushes forward to fight with Rolak, knowing that he could slay him, he could score a victory, but not on this occasion. Rolak, with his very wounded breath, he's desperately trying to do well. But here he comes. He has a +4, so that gives him a score of 13 against the Null there. So he hits the Null for 3 points of damage, staggering the Null back. Ha! A little bit of a triumph there and there. Okay, we have the 2 here. He's going to come towards Usef, the wolf here, rushing towards him in order to do battle. Oh, no. Usef has scored a 20. Now he has the deadly strike and powerful blow skills as well, because he is my ranger. So that is a great hit for him. A really great hit. Let's have a look what it does. Looking through the rule book, I'm using the lovely Rangers of Shadowdeep book here, which has probably been my buy of the last few years, really. Let's have a look. We're looking through the skill. Oh, we're looking through the spell list. That's why I'm looking at the wrong one. He has the powerful blow, +3 damage to any heart that's already dealt 1. So we're going to use that. But we're also going to use the deadly strike ability. So that's a critical hit. So which is another really big sort of hit. Now, what does a critical hit do? Let's have a look. It's been so long since I've had a look and seen exactly what we can do. So let me have a little look through the things here. Critical hits 30. Page 30. Just go there. Bear with me, my friends, please. Thank you for joining me as well. +5 damage. That's +8 damage. The wolf is already wounded. It's 20. He slays it, cutting the head off the beast. The snake has fallen. The wolf yelps and falls to the ground. That was an ill wind for him. Okay, so we've done there. This gnoll rushes forward to attack Kelp. It was a standoff last time. Can he push forward his advantage? Can he win? Yes, he can. He scores a score of 15 to our score of 11. So that's 5 hit points for our sad. Oh, knocking him down to 3 and pushing him back. He done so well. Oh. Brianna, test your strength against this warrior. You were found wanting in the last one. So here we go again. Oh. She manages to just about push him back. She wins the combat, but does no damage. And here we have this wolf rushing forward to do battle with a Stonemaster, who has done very well indeed, scoring a 19. His fight isn't that much, I don't believe. His fight for the Lord of Stone is +0. So, but it's still a great victory, and 9 hit points scored against the wolf, who staggers back on the verge of death. Okay, we've evened things up a little bit there. Now let's see, but these engaged creatures will start rushing forward as well now to try and do battle against us. I can move the rest of my my companions now. So the companion is more than 6 inches away from Usef. So Brianna rushes forward. She knows she has a lot to do. But she will do it. She's now scored a score of 15 against the Knoll, knocking him back, showing her strength and her skill at arms, and hitting him for 5 points of damage. So he staggers back, badly wounded, as our barbarian warrior rushes forward to do battle, which is great, which is always good. Okay, here we go. Now then, it's the end of the turn. So I roll a d20 again. It's the green one to see what happens. And we score a 17. Looking at the book. Okay, no. Wrong thing. 17. 2 wolves. 2 wolves. And where do they arrive? 3. 1, 2, 3. No! Oh, this is a very congested part of the board now, isn't it? There's 2 wolves appear out of that area. Okay, and we go to turn 3. Ouch. Right then. Usef, we need to start getting off this board. We need to start exploring gemstones. We need to start getting some momentum. We have 1, but that's all we have. Right, it's his movement. He rushes and attacks the wolf, charging in. Here he goes. It's 10 each, but I've got +4 to my fight, so that's a victory for me. So I hit it for 4 points of damage, knocking it back, which is good. The crossbow fires from behind us, firing through the darkness, illuminated by just the flickering lights of the dungeon. And also does well. So that is a +2, so 5, and +2 for the damage for the crossbow as well, is enough to kill the wolf. Whoa! Good start from us there, but look what's right behind him. Okay, within 6 inches, we have the Shamed. could be a time where he has to sell his life, isn't it? It could be a time where he has to give his all. I don't think he wanted it to be fighting gnolls in the opening encounter, but let's see how he does. He does okay, actually. He has hit the gnoll backwards, and he has a fight of +4, so that gives us a score of 13 to the gnoll's fight of 11. So he hits him with 3 points of damage, staggering him back. Another 3 on that gnoll. Oh, okay, he's getting there. He is getting there. Let's hope he's not swamped in the next battle. And just about as well, Kelp the Warhound will get the fight, and he'll rush up in order to fight this creature in front of us here. Oh, they both score 17. Kelp only has a fight of +1. The gnoll has a fight of +2. With a yelp, an axe is brought down and Kelp falls to the ground. That's a sad day, my friends. A dark day that our warhound has fallen to the ground. Excuse me, as I just have a little drink. Ouch. Right. It's the creature's turn. This gnoll rushes in to do battle with Usef. Let's see what happens. Usef scores a 1, the gnoll scores a 2. I win, but no damage is done. So he just steps back. That's fine. This wolf rushes forward here to do battle. It's a score of 13. It's 14. Oh, no, it's 15. The wolf wins and scores 6 points of damage. Oh, Barry. Oh, gosh. He's down to 1 hit point and is staggered back. Things are looking bleak here. Things are looking very bleak indeed. This gnoll, the one who was wounded, fights forward, Rollick the Shamed. But now he has a mighty 18 with his adding his fight to the gnoll score of 18 as well. Yeah, it's a draw. It's an absolute draw. Both of them stagger back. Oh, what a good roll in all that, but he's still missed out. The wolf behind him comes in to do battle as well. This time gets a +2. Oh no. He has a score of 14. So he wins, doing 4 hit points on Rolak, who's only on 2. He falls to the ground, mauled. Good gosh. Yeah! Comes this gnoll leaping down from the podium. What can he find? What can he do? A lot, actually. 15 to 4. Ow! What's his armor? It's a 17. The Stonemaster's armor, Lord of Stone, is 10. Takes 7 points of damage, staggering him back. This one rushes forward to do battle with him as well. +2 added. No! Ouch. Okay. Down he goes. Under a pile of blows. Easily getting thronked here. Okay, what can we do? What can we do? This one rushes forward to fight with Bjorna. She has a lot to do. She wins, but neither of them score any damage. Right, but it's her turn. What companions have I got left? We have her, we have the 2 there, and we have a lot to do. She has little that she can do, so she rushes forward to do battle with this gnoll. And loses. He scores 16 to her 6, so he hits her for 6. Brianna is down to 2 hit points. She staggers back. It's the end of the turn. It's the end of the turn, so we roll to see what happens. It's a 17. I think that we've had that before. So that's 2 wolves again. Ouch. Okay, so we have 1, 2. Where do they come from? 2 at the top. Oh. Okay, turn 4. This is a toughie. Right. Usef, you want to reclaim your hold. You've got a lot of work to do, my son. He rushes forward to fight with the gnoll there. Let's see what he can do. Oh, okay. The Knoll wins by 3. Usef is down to 11 points and staggers back. He's going to fire at the wolf in front of him. It's a good hit. So that's 2 plus 2 is 6. 8. So that's 8 points of damage. Boosh! Blows him away. A small victory in a unyielding war. Okay. Leaps down to fight with Usef. Push that one back, so it's just a straight fight. They both, Usef loses the fight, but is not wounded, thankfully, which is good to see. Right, other creatures, their moves. Oh, Brianna. He rushes forward to fight with Brianna. But she fights well. She scores a 20, which is a powerful blow. So that's plus 3. No, she's a companion. She doesn't get it. So she scores a 20 to his 13. So she hits him for 10 points of damage, killing him dead. He falls to the ground, bloody axe in his head. But she has a hell of a fight to do as this one rushes forward to do battle with her as well. She turns, brings up her axe. She wins the combat, pushing him back, but no damage on this one. This one rushes in. What a last stand here in the hallway. Both of them. She wins the battle as well, pushes him back, but no damage is done. The wolf rushes into combat here. This time the wolf gets the better. Scores an 18. Take away her armor, which is fairly low. Brianna has an armor of 11. That's 7 points of damage on her. She falls to the ground under the heavy blows of the warriors all around her. Ouch. This wolf rushes in to do battle here against our remaining warriors. It's a victory, but no damage is done. This one comes around here to do battle. It's a victory for us. 17 hits him for 7 points of damage, knocking him back. But still, we're up against it. We're up against it terribly. Wolf charges in against Usef. He will not go down without a fight. Hits the wolf for 5 hit points of damage. Take away the wolf staggers backwards. This one makes its way round, but not into the combat. In only this first hallway, there's a last stand going on for the ages now. Usef starts to rethink, was this frontal assault the best way forward? Is there another more secretive way into the hold? Were the people he brought with him those that he really needed? Or will this just be another dark page in his family's history? Charge! He rushes against the knoll in front of him. Who scores a 20? Usef's armor is 13, which is good, but he still takes 7 points of damage. Staggering backwards. Kellan the archer fires at the knoll in front of him and does nothing, misses. Knoll charges forward here. Oh gosh. 20. Under a heavy blow, Usef falls to the ground. Our camera pans away at what will be the final stages of this action, my friends. A dark day. A dark day for Usef the Unwieldy. A dark day for his companions as he is rushed and overcome by these creatures of the Shadow Realm. Oh well, overmatched, underplayed, but good to be back in the Shadowdeep. I hope you'll join me again for another adventure sooner rather than later. We must regroup and return to where this war will be fought once more. Take care, my friends. No sta.